We completed our deck to make all the patterns for the water wheel, and we laid out all the 12 spokes in the centers, and now we're drawing the first outside perimeter of the circle here with my homemade circle device. It's going to be awesome. We're finally getting back to the wheel because it was a harsh winter. The wood was frozen, the deck was frozen, covered. So today we opened the deck. So we started making our patterns for our arcs for our wheel. And of course each side is 2-piece. So I got those laid out today. There will be 12 sets of these to go around to make one passage of the wheel. And this is the inner one where the bottom of the wheel will sit in here to receive the paddles, which are here. And we have a lot of work to do to get this together yet. So this is our first glue up for the arcs using our 2.5 inches thick by 10 inch wide white oak boards. We're using a waterproof glue and trying to keep them planar, and these will have to dry overnight before they get hard. And so we have 2 of them here and only 46 more to go. So those boards we were gluing together, we put our pattern on there and we cut our arcs on there, and there's 12 arcs going around that will make the full circle that you can see. And they're going to get half lapped together so they'll be flush. And then a smaller one will be going on top of that and do the same thing as these, splitting the middles and half lap together. So that first circle will be 5 inches wide. Yeah, the past couple weeks we've been gluing and roughing out our arcs. Out of the 48 pieces, I think I only have 2 more to glue up. We're getting there. We're racking them and stacking them. And you can see here where we're starting to half lap these together on the spokes. This is a half lap in the process, kerfing it and coming through with the mallet and a big chisel. I'm going to flatten them out. So there's going to be 96 of these joints going around both circles. Here we are back at the deck, and we have our first wheel all half lapped and put together. And at this point we are laying out our paddles so they all line up perfectly. So I have a pattern here to go around. And also I have a bolt pattern on here that we're marking all the bolts so they're all dimensional all the way around. So we have one more wheel to go. It's sitting there waiting for us. We're starting the second wheel. The first one is over on the horses, waiting to get their finish put on them. And here we're doing the same thing, and we're half lapping these babies all the way around. This is just the first layer. We're going to get a second layer on top of this one, and we're a third of the way around the first ring. Welcome to the barn at Manor Mill. I'm fortunate enough to have it as my office for the water wheel, and in the last 2 days I've been putting together the paddles, all 72 paddles. I'll walk you through that really quickly. First, you always order your wood a little longer than you need so you can pick the best parts out in it. And then you shorten it up, and we have to plane both sides of this paddle board before we join it. I have to make sure I have a straight edge, so we're going to run it through our 6-inch joiner. Now we have a straight edge, we can take it over to the table saw. Now we go to the outside office. It's really important when you're shaping wood that it doesn't move. I'm using a 1.5 horsepower router with a 1/2 inch quarter round bit, and we're going to put a nose on this paddle. And here we have one of 72 white oak paddles for the water wheel. Okay, here we are back at the barn at Manor Mill, and what we're doing today is we're making the bottom part of the wheel that the paddles end up into out of this 1x6 white oak. And what we're doing is putting it on the trusses, cutting it to length, and straight edging both sides of it so we can put it together, and sanding it, by the way. And there's only 150 of these to do.